We're on the weekly closer with the marketing maniacs, yes sir. We're talking real estate and philanthropy and what it's gonna be. 2019, here we come. Joey's letting it down. He's running the sound. Jeff's got the greatest questions in the world.
That's right.
We're in the weekly closer. That's where we are, baby. Talking about real estate and life and the music and Jim Morrison and the Doors with me on stage. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bring on 2019.
Hey, real estate agents, welcome to the Weekly Closer. I'm your host, Jeff Underwood, along with my co-host, Joey Sampaga. What's going on, Joey?
Ready to rock and roll.
Oh, we are the real estate marketing maniacs, and we have an amazing guest here today.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, that's Ty Lusk with the Klaus team at Keller Williams Integrity First, also known as lead singer and guitarist.
Yeah.
With the real estate rock star.
Rock on, baby.
Welcome, man.
I finally made it in life, man. The marketing maniac.
This is awesome, bro.
Man. Dude, thanks for having me. I'm a fan of the show. I'm like stoked to be here.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you here. He even brought his own guitar. You need to stay tuned to the end, okay?
Yes.
Because Ty's going to play a special song.
He's
going to
freestyle it.
He might freestyle, right?
Yeah, straight out of Whitesboro, Texas, man. I'm coming to the freestyle, acoustic style.
Oh man, I wonder if he can throw Maniac in there somehow.
Oh, you know, you know.
Oh, there we go.
Oh man, this is gonna be fun. Maybe we should just get right to it. No, let's go ahead. So Ty, why don't you tell the agents that are listening, watching, how long you've been in real estate and kind of what got you into it?
Yeah, man. You know, I answered an ad in 1994 in Huntington Beach, California for a telephone sales position. Went to work for a mortgage company and just literally was cold calling.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Ty with Tricor Financial. Rates are down to 9.5% today on a 30-year fix.
Down to.
Yeah, we were 9 3/4 last week. So we'd like to come in and take an application to buy a starter condo for $300,000 in Huntington Beach, California. And that was it. I grew up in a fish farm, dude. I didn't know. I just wanted to be like a businessman.
Yeah.
Like I knew to wear slacks instead of jeans to work. That's all I knew. And that was cool, man. I did that. It was in the lending side of the business for about 7-8 years. I got into real estate sales in 2004. I had a good buddy in San Diego who's like, hey, there are these things called REO. You don't know about what they are yet, and you will get your license because I've got these accounts with these asset managers, and I need somebody in Arizona. Anyway, so getting the business 2004, March. So going to my 15th year.
15 years.
Yeah, and then I did both for about between 2004 and 2008. I did both lending and real estate. So that was kind of crazy time, as you know.
Oh yeah,
back in the day.
That's right. That's right. How long you been playing guitar?
Man, you know, great story about that is I moved to Arizona in Halloween of '99. Didn't know anybody from Huntington Beach. I was born in Texas, moved to California, left there, came here with a buddy. And I didn't know anybody, man, but I had this guitar I had bought about a year before that just stayed in the corner and collected dust.
I have one of those.
You have one, right? It's not the first time. And so I took a couple lessons out of the Yellow Pages in 2000, stayed in my room because I didn't know anybody, and just strummed chords and figured out a couple. And then I met some friends at these open jams, open mics around the East Valley.
Yeah.
And they liked me, and I became their friend, and they would teach me some songs, you know, we'd jam, and I started performing and had no business being like in front of anybody performing. And I just did it, man. I'm like, let's just go for it, because if you mess up, you got to keep going.
That's right.
And that's life. And so, but that was, in 2000. So it's been almost 20 years now. You'd think I'd be a little better.
You're pretty darn good, Ty.
I've heard you play.
Hey, I'm getting better.
I wish I could play like that. That's what
it's a blast, dude. It's a blast, and it's been kind of a cool niche to combine real estate and music because everybody loves music, and you know, with real estate, it's just kind of a cool thing to bring two passions together. And I invite all my past clients to come to our concerts, you know, and we had figured out a way to kind of cross pollinate people who are music lovers and maybe had real estate needs or people we could help at some point down the line. And it's
Yeah.
just been a great marriage of passions.
That's
And from
awesome.
Texas, right?
Born and raised, baby.
So you mostly country music then? Is that?
I love country music. I grew up on old school country, like Waylon and Willie and Hank. And then my mom, though, was all into disco. So you had like Gloria Gaynor, the Bee Gees down in the summer. Like that was a very eclectic record collection in our house growing up.
Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool.
They say country and disco is Crisco.
Chris,
Did you just make
which is
that
what
up?
we put on ourselves in the summertime in Texas to get a better tan.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you make that up?
No, I've heard that
Oh,
before.
I just thought maybe you made that one up on the fly.
Disco, yeah. Lather up.
That's so funny.
Oh,
Now, Ty, you're part of the Klaus team now, right?
Yeah.
Over at Keller Williams.
Yep.
Take it first.
Yep.
So, what are you guys doing now? I mean, 2019. What's kind of the plan? What do you see happening?
Well, we got big plans. I mean, Kenny is, gosh, I love that guy, man. And I've known
he's
him
cool.
for many years. I know he's been on the show here.
Yeah.
I started seeing that the market was going to change a little bit, back in the beginning of this year. And I was like, man, if I don't care about if my name's on the sign or whatever, like, how can I find an environment where I could just stay in my strength zone more? Not have all the expenses and overhead and running a team. And if I did that, like, who would I want to join forces with?
Sure.
And so I went out and talked to 21 of the top agents around the Valley, team leaders. And man, at the end of the day, it was like, who's the number one agent in the market that I serve in the East Valley? Kenny Klaus.
Yeah.
Who's got the heart of gold? Kenny Klaus.
Yeah.
Who's got the inside scoop on what's going on in the future of real estate within Keller Williams? And so it became quickly a decision I was like, I knew I had to make. And so stoked. That was 7 months ago. We've got big plans, man. This year the team will do about 111 million.
Wow. Yeah.
405 sales. So his team has sold a house a day every day for 9 years. It's a remarkable
House
story.
a day for 9 years.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I think in 2017 it was something like every 16 or 18 hours or something like ridiculous. It was crazy. And that's through foreclosures and short sales and HUD, and that's through all of those markets. It's pretty remarkable. So we've got our eyes set really on getting each of our agents to meet their goals, and we're at 15 agents right now. About 7 to 9 of those will make 6 figures this year.
Wow.
So it's a highly productive. I mean, some of them don't know any better. I went into this environment like, dude, you're doing like $12 million this year and you have no expenses. Like, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And they appreciate it. Don't get me wrong. They certainly understand and appreciate where they are. And without the perspective of how difficult that is normally.
Sure.
It's just pretty remarkable, man, to see what's going on. So we want to do more of that.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of stuff coming up as the market changes and shifts that we've got to stay ahead of that. And so we're looking to, partner with people that have a similar vision, that want to do big things. We've obviously partnered with Open Door, and we've got working with, iBuyers and in that market. So we want to be ahead of that and basically be able to offer our clients every possibility that's out there, especially our sellers.
Yeah. So you mentioned iBuyer, which is kind of a bad word for most agents, right?
Yes, it
I guess they're not going away. So how have you guys figured out best to work with?
Yeah.
Those types of companies, right?
Well, what started happening was we just basically started finding out that our clients had listed without us.
Yeah.
Because they just went directly. They just cut us out, right? It's simple. We're like, well, how are they giving up
Well,
all
it
this
sounds
equity?
so convenient, right?
Yeah. And it can be, certainly.
Sure.
So one of the things that Kenny had done that I'm learning from him was how to cooperate as a co-broke environment with direct buyers.
Got it.
One of those partners being Open Door for us. And so it was like, and what a lot of agents don't know is pretty much any agent can go present their listing before it goes on the market or after it goes on the market to a direct buyer, and in some cases be able to get a referral fee from those buyers.
Right.
And you structure it where we put a side by side. So here's what would happen here's your net, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, if you were to sell directly.
Yep.
And then here's your net if we were to take it to market based on where we think it will sell.
Yeah, sure.
You can decide. what's crazy is I quickly learned how many people are willing to trade convenience for equity.
Yeah.
Seriously.
That is really
It
weird.
is.
It is.
Because-
Even
Yeah.
thousands, tens of thousands.
Sometimes. And here's why. One of the reasons. Because a lot of people thrive on certainty. They want to know when they're going to move, how much they're going to get. And, we come out of a market where if you had to buy another house and you're waiting around,
sure, yeah.
then wouldn't you want to know that you have a cash buyer behind the sale so that you can move more quickly on the next house?
Yeah.
We
Makes
see
sense,
that
yeah.
a lot as
Absolutely.
well. Sometimes it can be just distressed situations.
Yeah, it's exactly that.
It's not any different than the wholesale market. I mean, it's the same concept essentially, right? That we've been in. It's just that now you have these companies with marketing dollars, so the public now knows about it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, the public can either go directly to them, or the public can still have representation from a real estate professional
Right.
who can guide them through that process, still negotiate repairs and credits and that kind of stuff on behalf of the seller, and give the seller peace of mind while still utilizing the convenience factor of a direct buyer.
Got it. Okay.
And we're at a point now, I think, where it's not enough anymore that you're going to go to a listing appointment and say, "Here's a CMA for you."
That's right.
You better have a cash offer.
Yep.
right.
Yep.
Right. And
Yeah.
so, how do you do that? Well, you partner with direct buyers or wholesalers or whoever that you can develop relationships with, where you can come in and say, well, here's a cash offer today and here's what your net would be.
Yeah.
Or we could take it to market and here's what you could do.
Yep.
And then then let the seller decide
Yeah.
what they want to do.
Wow.
Because look, we talk about motivating factors for a lot of people, and if now that the market is shifting, does it make more sense to hold that house for 2 or 3 or 4 more months worth of payments and utilities and HOA, or if you were to sell it within 2 weeks or 3 weeks, would that net, even if it was lower, would it be that much lower than having to hold the house now a
Right.
little longer as the market shifts and sellers have got to become more patient?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, totally. And I could see people using that strategy for sure if they're trying to get a new build and all that too, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, completely.
Because then they do know for certain when. But
But the sellers still deserve representation. They still
Absolutely.
deserve
Yeah,
a
absolutely.
professional to be on their side. And I think that some of our industry is threatened certainly by this influx. And I agree. I don't think they're going to go anywhere. Like how long did Amazon go without making a profit?
a long time.
It's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You
No,
think about
they'll
it.
stick with it. Absolutely.
So I think that as professionals, we got to understand the value of still getting between our sellers and the direct buyers, because our sellers do deserve to be represented,
Right,
And they can still use the best of both worlds.
Yeah, yeah. Our databases need to understand that we can help them get that same outcome.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Where I think that's where a lot of agents probably miss the boat a little bit is they see it as competition and that, okay, I want to steer clear of this as much as possible. I don't want my clients to even hear about it, but they're going to hear about it because it's on the TV and it's on the radio and it's everywhere,
yeah,
right?
Their house is under 350,000. They've gotten mailers. They've seen
Yeah.
the TV ads. They've seen the billboards. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Absolutely. So, what do you guys see as far as the agent? So, I know we talked a little bit before this. The individual agent, it's going to be it could be anyway, a tough year for a lot of agents out there. And I see it. There's just a lot involved now with real estate. So, to me, it seems like it'd be better for that individual agent to start looking at more of a team type structure, right, and really focus on what they're good at.
I agree with that. I think it's going to be increasingly more difficult for individual agents, and if they're relying on real estate as their full-time income,
Yeah.
and to survive and thrive, I think it'll be a little more challenging. And it not because it's anything against an individual agent, it's just that the cost to run a business are so much greater. And as our commissions start to get squeezed, we're seeing that on our team. We're seeing it across the industry where
Right.
we're making less for the same amount of effort.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yet, you talk about costs that are fixed costs and even cost of sale. I think you're seeing people that are doing, if you're doing between $2 and $8 million in volume, I think it's going to be, it might behoove people to look at opportunities to merge or to find people they respect and then share resources. Because even if you split some of the earnings, if we can fix our costs at a lower level in order to net more money, that's going to be the way to thrive in the next market. And I think there's just a lot of ego involved sometimes, right? Like, I want my name on the sign, and I want to be the face of it, right? Which I get. Yet, if we put that aside and think about how do we run a healthier business,
that's right,
and not just a proprietorship, right? There's a huge difference in having a business and having, a service type, So, I guess that being said, we think what will happen, I did this myself, man. I took my team I'm like, man, I want to try to get from like 15 to 30 million, or would I try to want to find a spot where I can be in my strength zone more of the time and go from 100 million to like 500 million. I'm like, that seems more fun, right? Than trying to just grind it out on the small level. So I just was like, I took my own idea and implemented that into my business. And I could not be more thrilled about that decision. So I think that if we can find people who are like-minded, that we respect, that have similar businesses and maybe different strengths than us, and then we can figure out how to join forces and then maybe share transaction management, designs of your flyers, printing, like scale that stuff so that each person nets more money. I swear, dude, I wish they gave away awards based on net income, like on your profit and loss, right? With people who are making millions of dollars, and what sometimes we don't get is that they are spending millions to make that.
Yes,
Absolutely.
that's right.
And so when we really look at being a business owner, what business owners look at is what their net profit is. And how to do that. You got a lot of parent companies who own all these other brands. Similar. It can be very similar to that in real estate.
All right. Well, it sounds like you're having fun over there.
It's a blast. Oh my God, I love it.
Did you have something?
Yeah, Ty, I was just going to ask, so what are you doing for lead gen? What activities are you doing?
Concerts.
For the throwing live music event. No, we I work my database heavily. I've been very fortunate to be in the Valley now for about 20 years, and I've gotten to meet a ton of people. So my two biggest sources, about 64% of my business is sphere of influence and past clients. About 18% of my business this year has been from professional referrals, which means like I'll network with agents in Tucson and Florida and Washington and a lot of people because
That's
we're
a big
Mecca.
Percentage, 18?
Big. I'm very diligent about that, right? So just like I'm going to call clients and do follow-up calls with potential buyers and sellers, I do the same thing with other realtors, especially out of the state or out of the greater Phoenix area. So I go to a lot of conventions with Keller Williams, for example, at least twice of those a year, and a network, and then on Facebook and groups. So I utilize national conferences and social media to form and develop relationships.
Nice. Okay.
I got an email today from an agent in Dallas who, has as an agent on the team who's actually moving to Arizona. Thought about me because we met at an event a couple years ago, and she's like, "Hey, I want you to talk to her about real estate in Arizona." Like, awesome,
cool.
So those are the kind of things that I'm doing to generate leads. Is diligent on the phone every day, talking to people. We use Boomtown as our CRM, so I've got 30 to 50 to-dos every day. So a lot of phone, a lot of networking, a lot of social networking, and then also staying in communication with other professionals.
All right. I could see him using like a video email system like BombBomb or something, and he sends every single agent outside the state that he networks with a song just for them.
Yeah, right now. So that's my birthday game, right? Is Happy Birthday to you.
So
everybody was, right? So I'll sing Happy Birthday for those people in the database on their days.
Cool. You may have to come up with an individual song for every single referral.
I could do it. I could totally do it.
That'd be sweet.
It would happen.
That would be sweet. So every time I see you on social media, for sure, right? You're always having fun.
He is
positive, having fun. What's going on? You smoke
niche.
something?
Fun is
What's going on?
Yeah, fun is the best thing to have, man. Dude, I grew up without anything. My parents, I love them. They did everything they could with what they had at the time, and But the reality is that I was one of 6 kids in a small little 3-bedroom house, maybe 1,300 square feet. And so, I had some hard times, and I went out on my own to California, and I didn't have any support. I just had to bust my ass just to figure out how to survive, So there have been so many times where I just wish that I could get to a life that I'm at now, and I'm so appreciative. I remember in 2008 when my world had just imploded, and I was, I literally sat in my car and cried. And I called my dad, and I'm like, my dad's always been a pillar of great advice. And he said, son, this is not the last time this is going to happen to you. The people that have the greatest success and influence and have the biggest lives are the ones who always, always, always brush yourself off, get back on your feet, get back on the horse, and get going.
Wow.
Do whatever you need to do. So it's not really what I wanted to hear yet. At the time, it was, of course, the best advice because I was feeling sorry for myself. And then I promised myself, man, when the market comes back or when I get myself together, I will never waste another day again. And I will be glad and happy that I'm breathing, that I've got, I tell you what, anytime I start to get upset, I'll just take a drive down the street and see somebody in a wheelchair with no legs on the side of the road begging for food on the off-ramp. And real quick, I can come back to realization of how good my life is. So that's a positivity, man. I'm just excited about waking up every day, and I have a great life, man.
Yeah, that's
really,
cool.
Really good life.
Yeah, you do some stuff down in Mexico too, right?
Yeah.
You got what's the name of the? You've got like a
One Mission.
Mission.
The house builds.
Yes.
Yeah, man. I found out about One Mission from my buddy Josh Zuniga, you probably know. And then he told me about what they were doing, which is they're building these houses for families in Rocky Point and in El Salvador and Nicaragua. And it's really a killer thing, man. Families, churches, whatever, go down almost every weekend of the year. And these houses are maybe like $6,000 to build. And they're like, 210, 212 square feet houses with no power, no water, yet it's foundation, four walls, a roof, couple windows, a door that locks. And the reality is it's like a mansion compared to where most of these families are coming from.
Absolutely.
The cool part is that the families have to invest at least 200 community service hours to earn the right to the house. So they're either out helping other families with their house bills, they're teaching knitting or quilting or English or whatever they can do in the community to log these hours, and then they become eligible to have the house built. And we literally go down on Thursday. There's a big base camp we stay at in RVs and tents and stuff, and then we get up Friday morning. We build Friday, all day Saturday. By Sunday, 1, 2 in the afternoon, there's a house.
Wow.
And there's, typically 3 to 5 groups a weekend that go down with One Mission, and they each build a house. So we come out of there with, 4 to 5 houses completed in one weekend, by these combined efforts.
Cool.
That's awesome.
I'm going to tell you, that nothing gives you more appreciation in life than that, too.
Yeah. Seeing their smiling faces, and they're so excited.
They're ecstatic.
Yeah. I did something like that, but it's called I'll Go Mission.
Oh, cool,
and so
okay.
it's going to islands.
Yeah.
So
what was that like?
Yeah, it was great. We went to Jamaica.
Ooh, okay.
And
so it was like beach.
See, but what people don't understand about islands are there are some really bad areas, third world countries. So we went to a place called Steertown, which is the poorest place in Jamaica, and we built a house there. And just seeing the faces of the families, just like, wow, this is what I want to do.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Yeah.
It's a big goal of mine. I mean, we talk a lot about, our why, and essentially what I want to do is be able to take 100 days off a year, 50 of which will be on humanitarian missions.
See, that is cool.
That'll be building houses.
That's a great goal.
Thank you. Yeah, I've thought a lot about it, and it's like, I want to come from contribution, I want to connect, I want to come from love. Those are the 3 things that are the most important to me. So the reason I want to do that is because I know that if I can go get water filtration systems into Africa and South America, right, it will have the biggest impact to save the most lives.
Absolutely.
Ideally, I'd like to touch 1 billion people. I won't be able to meet 1 billion people yet. My hope is that through this almost butterfly effect, if we can be kind to people and inspire them and empower them, they'll do the same for others.
Yes.
And that's how you'll start to really make some massive change. I know it sounds idealistic.
No, it really
but
is.
it really is like a way
though.
to live life. It's what I've chosen to do.
Absolutely.
Is to live my life that way. So that's where we're going with it. We've started with One Mission internationally. We've done a lot of local stuff though. Care Fund, a lot of Tammy D Foundation. foundation. We've done Alzheimer's walk we just did. So one of the things with the Klaus team is we have our own charity as well. So we're able to give back to we just bought Christmas for like 77 kids in Mesa. It's just really cool opportunities to give back because we're bountiful, and like that's what we want to do is support other people at a larger scale.
Giving back with a positive attitude and playing some music. It sounds like a great life, right?
Isn't there a bold law that's something about giving? And
there's no doubt. Well, I think and I like the bold law. We grow to the extent we do, right?
Yeah.
I just got back from Tony Robbins. I went to a week with Tony Robbins in Florida, and
Did you burn your feet?
I had done that before. I got 2 burns walking on coals. He would say the secret to living is giving.
Yeah.
And that progress is what leads to fulfillment, right? Like we reach these goals and it's cool for like a day or a week or whatever. You got the new car, awesome. Or, hey, I hit this financial goal. And it feels good for a little bit. Yet what brings long-term fulfillment is like progressing every day.
Yeah.
Like, are we getting better, making progress? And, we typically will maybe need to track that to figure out if we are. And we know, like, hey, we made it to the gym 3 times this week, and last week was only once, or dude, I only had 1 cupcake instead of 4, or whatever. So those are things where I think about that a lot, about the life's mission and what values are and what a mission is, and things that maybe not everybody thinks about. And it's important, I think, to make sure that we're going in the right direction and living the fullest life possible.
Right. Yeah, so I went to the gym 3 times last year, only once this year. No.
You look buff, man. I never would have guessed that.
He's buff. I haven't heard that word in a long time.
If you're watching on the camera, no. You spend a lot of time on these, and they don't go away that fast.
Yeah. Well, Jeff, you inspire me because I know that we've talked about minimalist movement, and that you taught me a lot about that initially. Gosh, a few years ago, I think, whenever we were having the conversation, if I recall, and it made me think about it. Man, I'm not really like I'm not like a huge things guy. I mean, I can appreciate that kind of stuff, yet. The one mission and like I'd rather spend my money on development of myself and other people and experiences and trips. And I've thought about, man, if I was going to invest say $100,000, for example, what would it be? What could be the biggest good of that? Absolutely. And I thought, well, the disease and lack of clean water, like kind of the 2 biggest issues universally, like how could we invest money to go the longest? Bill Gates talks about this all the time, right? And they've bought vaccines, like that's their big investment, and so I don't know. I'm rambling now, but it's just
I get it. Well, I appreciate you saying that.
Very passionate stuff.
I know we had a meeting. Yeah.
So you got me thinking a lot about it in that conversation. You may not know that, but it really started my wheels turning. That was probably over at the Cernos, I think we were.
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 years ago.
It was, yeah. And it made me think about, man, I love things and it's all good, yet I would much rather spend money on trying to figure out a way to make other people's lives better.
Yeah.
No, I love that. I looked up some stats the other day, and it was talking about how clean water, like you're saying, right? Clean water. In America, if we were to take 5% of what we spend on Christmas, we could give clean water to everyone on the planet.
Holy
wow!
That doesn't have it.
5%?
Oh my gosh,
5%.
Really?
And that would give them clean water for a whole year.
Wow.
Yeah, it's great. Living Water International, I think, is where I saw some of those types of stats.
That's unbelievable.
Anyway.
Well, then I learned last week at Tony Robbins at Date with Destiny that what did he say, like 3/4 of the world lives on less than $2.50 a day. The family we built the house with most recently in November, the father was a skilled carpenter. In fact, I'm sure he was looking at our work like, God, I just give me the tools and I'll build it
move out
myself.
the way.
Yeah,
he's like already seeing, wait a minute, this is going to be a problem.
Right. Like he's thinking in his head, like, how am I going to go back and fix all this stuff? These gringos came and did. And so obviously very gracious and very humble, and he worked all but the Sunday, so we never met him. We met his wife and the kids and all that because he was out working while we were building his house. Come to find out, the dude makes like $80 a week.
Oh my gosh!
Here we can't find skilled labor for your construction and you know what I mean. It's right now it's a very difficult time to even find quality labor, and this guy is slaving away for $80 a week. You know, and you're like, man, it really adds perspective to what's going on,
sure.
outside of our world or outside of our, our bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I love that. All right, well,
All right.
you about ready to grab the guitar?
Are we gonna do a little live
let's
song?
do
Yeah.
this.
Is there anything else you want to share before we jump in there? I'm going to have you for sure draw from the mask here because I want to.
Yeah,
let's do that
okay.
first.
You wanna do the
Yeah,
question,
let's
the
go ahead and
mask?
do the
Okay,
question real quick.
This is beautiful. What is that, velvet?
What is that, velvet?
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Yeah. No, you go ahead.
Oh,
and
I read. Okay,
Yeah,
I read.
yeah.
Okay.
As long as you can read my writing.
If I could share the stage with any singer or band, who would it be and why?
Whoa, that is totally random, isn't it?
Wow, what are the odds I would draw this one? Man. What a great question that is. So if I could share the stage with any singer or band, who would it be and why? Probably, like, my life would be complete if I could be on stage with Jim Morrison and the Doors.
Wow.
And the reason is, man, because I just love that raw passion and the simplicity of the instrumentation on it, yet the dynamics of the poetry to music, right? And this idea that Morrison had these thoughts of what the world could be and should be and was, and just the pure passion of knowing that he was doing what he wanted to do. And man, I just love the Doors.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That would
cool,
be
man.
it. That would be it.
All right. Well, let's.
Grab that guitar. Let's do this.
Oh
gonna
yeah.
be awesome.
This is gonna be
All
fun.
right. All right.
All right. Make sure.
So let's see what we're gonna do. So we'll just kind of do a little impromptu, a little
Yeah,
freestyle.
yeah.
Go for it, man.
Can you hear that? All right.
You got it.
Yeah.
All right. So if we were to do a song about today's little podcast, let's see. We're on the weekly closer with the marketing maniacs, yes sir. We're talking real estate and philanthropy and what it's gonna be. 2019, here we come. Joey's letting it down. He's running the sound. Jeff's got the greatest questions in the world.
That's right.
We're the weekly closer. That's where we are, baby. Talking about real estate and life and the music and Jim Morrison and the Doors with me on stage. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bring on 2019.
Yeah.
Marketing maniacs, they're the man. Get in, fit in when you can. Thank you, thank you, thank you for having me today. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go, man.
Awesome. This is
That's
the
great,
first
bro.
time ever on the
First
show
time ever.
that we actually had music.
You deserve music, man. I'm telling you.
That is awesome,
cool.
man.
Wow.
You could. Yeah. I'm thinking all that time that you want to spend, traveling. Doing,
Uh-huh.
You can make it right there with the guitar and singing.
You need to close with the Realtor song.
You think that's going to be a... Yeah.
Oh.
We haven't played this in a little while.
Yeah,
This is kind of
let's
the
do
one,
it.
the
Let's
song
do
that
it.
started that whole... Kind of started it all, man. This led to some really big opportunities, so we'll do that.
All right, let's do that.
Well, I'm a realtor. Find the house of your dreams. I'm a realtor. I got great self-esteem. I'm a realtor. Got my face on my card. I'm a realtor. Cause open houses ain't hard. I passed my exam after a couple of tries. Paid all my fees and then I bought a few signs. I'm gonna make it cause God knows I'm not shy. Here's a big shot, it's time to capitalize. I'm a realtor, I write off happy hour. I'm a realtor, sing my song in the shower. I'm a realtor, are you a pre-approved? I'm a realtor, trying to make a little loot, that's right. I'm up in the morning, I got houses to see. Driving by us through all these communities. Please make a decision, cause gas ain't free. Baby needs new shoes and I get no salary. Cause I'm a realtor, buying the house of your dreams.
So true.
I'm a realtor, I got great self-esteem. I'm a realtor, got my face on my card. I'm a realtor, these open houses ain't hard.
Yeah, this is good.
Buying and selling, baby. We're buying and selling.
Nice.
Yeah. Awesome, man. That's great.
That's awesome.
That's so great.
That's fun.
It's been a while since you've done that one?
A little bit, yeah. It doesn't always make the set list, but once in a while we break it out.
That's
on
great.
special occasions.
So you write some things, obviously, right?
Yeah, once in a while, man. I've recorded. I have a live CD that I recorded back in the day, and my first little demo that I did. So I've written a handful of songs. A lot of those just like that kind of stuff on the fly. We were doing Real Estate Wednesdays yesterday out in Mesa with the Klaus team, and we just had a guitar on. My buddy Scott Koyman, who's on the team, VP. He had his guitar, and we were just making up songs and singing Christmas songs and carols, and we did like a Garth Brooks medley of like 9 songs. We both knew, like, for whatever reason, we both knew a ton of Garth Brooks.
Really?
So
he's gonna be here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So are you gonna go? Or did you get
I would
tickets,
like
or?
to go. It's so funny. I saw him when he was here last time, and I have what I like to say the ultimate backstage seats or passes. But what it meant was it was literally behind the stage. Like I didn't.
Yeah, backstage.
Yeah, right. I was sitting up like in the upper deck. I was happy to be in the building. Look, the greatest entertainer I think in the history of entertainers. The guy's unbelievable. But yeah, it was just funny. I gave my friend. I was teasing her about that because I'm like, oh well, thanks for the. I appreciate the tickets. But I got there, I'm like, whoa, I guess I'm going to look around the screen? Like, I'm not really sure how this is going to work. But literally in the upper deck behind the stage. But it was cool, man. That guy is awesome. I remember the stories of him, like, in Oklahoma, right, growing up. I'm obviously being a Texas guy, and they were talking about, Garth, man, he would just sit in the back of the bus with his guitar and just strum chords, and nobody really knew what was going on. All of a sudden, he's like a, mega star.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Well, thanks for being in here, man. This has been great.
One of the best shows yet.
Whoa,
yes, there we go. Absolutely.
That is a bold statement.
It is.
Well, dude, I really appreciate it. I'm honored to be here, man. And I just we're gonna spread some more love. That's right.
Well, you've inspired me to be more positive.
There you go.
How about that?
Awesome.
You have, yeah.
Well, good. I appreciate the receptiveness.
Yeah. I might have to go down and build a house in Mexico. Right?
Let's do it.
Bring it. Is it okay if I leave you the Real Estate Rockstar pick for the collection?
Absolutely, yeah.
I may have a couple in there. Let you guys take that home with you, man.
Thanks. You can keep the question too, because we probably won't have
You may
anybody
not use that for anybody else. Like so random.
That's awesome. Well, thanks so much for stopping in, man.
Oh my
This
God,
is
my
awesome.
pleasure,
This is
man.
awesome.
What a fun afternoon.
Hey, agent.
Yes.
You know how to find us at theweeklycloser.com.
That's right.
And you're going to see Ty Lusk strumming along. You can watch it as many times as you want.
That's right.
How about that?
Yeah, bring it, man.
We're going to get it to Ty so he can share it too.
Yes.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Adios.
See ya.
Awesome. Thanks, Ty.
That was cool, dude.
Good.